What up, y'all? You know what it is, man. Your boy, TrendsetterSense. And of course, this is Chosen Journey, man. And I had to bring my brother up here, man. This is one of the first brothers I reached out to. Shout out my man E Double. When I started the Chosen Journey movement, my man E Double was like, yo, you gotta holler at my man. And he put this brother on a three-way. And we got on the phone, and it was so funny. My man right here, he was like, man, whatever you need, man. I ain't no gatekeeper. I don't know if you remember you said
I did, yeah. Because I think because E Double kind of made it seem like that. Like, yo, he's the guy. And I'm like, hey, bro.
You are the guy, bro.
I don't gatekeep anything. Whatever you need, I'm here. I'm a resource.
You are the guy, man. DJ Mykael V, I'm so happy for you to have you up here, man.
That's crazy to hear now. You know what I'm saying? In high school, I heard that voice a lot, so it's crazy to hear my voice. my name. I appreciate it.
Mykael V, here, what's up, man?
Man, what's good? I'm happy to be here, man. I'm honored, bro. This is I'm pretty sure Dill always tells you, but I'm like, we grew up on you, man. Like, it's hard.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Man, listen, bro. I'm a fan of what y'all do.
Man, thank you, bro.
Like, especially so let me break down the resume first. No Big Deals, DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Lecrae.
Mm-hmm.
You got your own project going on.
Yeah.
Indie Tribe is in the, representing crazy.
Yeah.
We're gonna dive into it. I need to know the evolution. Like,
yeah.
Born and raised New York City. How did this transition? What was it that you started off as a DJ? Or tell me the story, bro.
Yeah, so I used to DJ like high school parties.
Okay.
And I wasn't saved. I would say I was, but I wasn't. And my best friend Ricky, he was a Christian rapper. He is a Christian rapper. And he was like discipling me. Like, he just really believed in me. He was like discipling me. And he would like take me with him everywhere, and in his car he will only play Christian hip hop, and I'd be like, bro, I'm like, bro, this joint's so corny, bro. Like, stop. And then I started hearing things that I liked. So his influence kind of helped me out, and then I went from DJing like high school parties to DJing for him. So like, first Christian artist I DJ for was Rick Harmony, and I DJ for him, and I DJ for him for forever, low key, and in that, I started developing relationships with some of these artists, or like just kind of putting a name to a face. And then I ended up going to this thing called Master's Commission in New York City. And it's like a kind of like a mentorship program, and you actually get your like degree from Southeastern University, which is like a Christian university.
Okay.
So I was trying to get my degree in like seminary and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my future was very different. But then that same church that hosted Master's Commission, that program, the basement of that was a studio, a famous studio at that time called Jarrockin.
Okay.
And Jarrockin Studios was like, man, it's like Stankonia to CHH.
Gotcha.
Like, it's like,
wow,
like a legendary, like, bro, Andy Mineo made Neverland there. Like, everybody came through there. DJ Wado, who's another
shout out my man
DJ,
Wado.
yeah, big DJ in our space. He would run his show through there. Like, it's a classic studio. So whenever Wado would host a show, I would go down there and kind of like be like a little intern and kind of just meet the artists. Like, I remember meeting Cannon, R Swift, D Mob, Christian Grey, all these people, Andy, and I'll be like a fly on the wall and just meet them.
Wow.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, just kind of put a name to a face and not really say much in the sense. I'll be like, yo, I'm a DJ, but yo, I'd love to get to know you. Like, just kind of keep it real genuine. And then when I left New York City and I came to Atlanta, a lot of those relationships that I had built in that studio, those people lived here. So I remember when I moved to Atlanta, the first person I hit up was R Swift. And I was like, hey, bro, I don't know if you remember, but I remember you telling me when you was in New York that you live in Atlanta now. I just moved out here. What's up? Would love to link up, and develop a relationship with him. Started DJing for him. And then in turn, I think his word held so strongly that people started seeing me with him. And then other people were like, yo, can you mind if I use your DJ? And then it sounds like super corny, but like the rest is history. Like that's kind of how everything transpired. It's just like being around solid people, doing a solid job, and then them kind of recommending me, or somebody seeing me with someone and being like, yo, do you want to do this? And kind of God just lining those things up.
Wow.
Because a lot of people ask me, like a lot of younger DJs or a lot of younger artists, like, yo, so how'd you get to where you were or whatever? And I'm like, is God. But it's like such a like cliche answer.
Mhm.
But like being for real, like when I really look back at everything, I'm like, bro, there was no method to the madness. It was just me being genuine and praying whatever God had for me was for me. And then everything kind of happened by itself. Bro, I don't have a manager. I don't have booking agencies. I don't have, like, to this day, I've never had anybody do anything crazy significant for me that God didn't do for me.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are like, yo, who's your team? I'm like, bro, it's
'cause
just me.
Your marketing is
It's just,
crazy. Like,
it's just me.
the way it looks like you have a whole structure. Like, and we're gonna talk about your album as well, man. Like when you were rolling out your most recent album, like
Yeah.
you had like different marketing strategies, and I'm seeing how you posting stuff, and I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
Mykael's going crazy.
Yeah, bro. It's just me. I love making moments. And I love like I'm a good observer of things, and I'll take things that I like and I'll make them my own and I'll do it in my own way.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's also like I also don't play like when it comes to marketing things, I don't play to what works, I play to what feels right. So a lot of people be like, yo, you have to do this because this works. And I'm like, that could work, that's fine. Yeah, like you'll get a result, but it's like you'll get a result, but are you gonna get an impact? You know what I'm saying? Like you have 1 million views, but like what was like the retention rate? Like how many people came back? Like the numbers are great, but like what is like the actual like impression or like imprint? Like if a comet hits the earth, like what is like the imprint that was left? Like was it a big impact or was it like did it fizzle out? So I think of marketing and making music like that, like in that way. Like am I gonna make an impact? And even if it doesn't go wide, if it goes deep, pause. It's like that's what I linchpin on is that like I want to kind of make super fans, even if it's slow and steady race.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. Of course, my man Mykael V's in the building. This is Chosen Journey, man. Talk about you were talking about that you were going to seminary school.
Yeah.
So can you tell me this journey? What was Mykael doing? Like, were you thugging in the streets in New York or like?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a hood rat, but I was a project. I was a project baby for sure.
Okay.
And I was doing stupidity, man. You know what I'm saying? And the experience that I just told you with Ricky, that's kind of what got me to the Lord, which is being around him and stuff like that. And I never really took God serious until I was, man, if I'm being real, so I was like 22.
Okay.
Like actually serious. And not just say I'm Christian, but actually walk in the path of Jesus Christ.
Define to me serious, like
yeah,
diving into the scriptures. Like,
yeah. So what I look at as serious is an intentional walking and communing with God, desiring to imitate God and be more like Him and walk like Him. I don't think I did that till I was 22 or 23. Okay. I would say that I'm a believing Christian. I believe in God. Yeah. And I like at that time, like I identified myself as that, but I wasn't living a life attuned to that. Okay. So when I say serious, it's like, all right, like this is not just a thing to say or a thing to like have a badge on. I'm like, okay, I'm actually living and walking in this life and light, and this isn't just like something like a notch on a box to check. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, with seminary school, bro, I didn't graduate. I got kicked out for some stupidity that I did. Yo, but bro. I only had 2 years under my belt.
How you get kicked out of seminary school?
Because I'm an idiot. But yeah, I got kicked out of seminary for just being a dummy, man. Young and stupid. 18 years old, young and stupid. But yeah, and then God had kind of told me to go to Atlanta. And by God telling me, I mean like there was peace in that decision, and then I kind of just held back. I was like, nah, I want to stay in New York City. New York City is the best. This is where I want to go. I thought Atlanta was super country and like hillbilly, and I don't want to be down there, bro. And then, and then God kind of forced me down there. Well, down here, and then in being down here, I feel like I've just fully bloomed in my purpose of what God has me. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
What were some of the moments that you can say like that started to expand you in your growth? Because you said they were, you were fully blooming. Anything stick out?
Bro. So I think for me, what sticks out if it comes like to career wise, is I did a conference called Forward Conference. It's in Atlanta. It's by a church called Free Chapel, and it's like a big youth conference. And they do it in an arena, so it's like a 16,000 sold out arena of youth. And I'm just DJing, in between sets, and just hosting, having fun. And I was doing it my way. Like I was doing it in ways that were unorthodox at that time. So I'll give you an example. Like I wasn't just playing Christian music. I was playing music that was popular, but it was like the clean version. But I would like not. I would like take out the things that were like problematic.
Yeah.
And at that, I remember this. At that conference were the youth directors for Elevation Church, Stephen Furtick's church.
Yeah.
So this is what I mean by God puts.
Wow.
The more I tell you, the more you're like, oh wow, like. So it's like I did that conference. I was a part of that church for a little bit, and I did that conference. And at that conference were the youth directors for Elevation, and they had started a youth conference the year before, and it was called Youth X and Youth Extreme. And the second year they were doing it, they were like, "Yo, we saw you at Forward Conference. We would love to book you for our conference."
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So then that happened for like 3 or 4, like almost 5 years straight of me doing that conference. Like not Forward. Forward, I did like 1 more year and then 2 years off and 1 more year after that. That relationship was kind of dwindled. But with Elevation, it was a consistent relationship for like 3 to almost 5 years of me doing that. And I just leveraged like the visuals of it, that I was there, that I was meeting people, all that stuff. And then it's like, you know, perception is a big thing. So it's like I'm doing all these big things and people are seeing that and they're like, yo, can you do this for me? And then it's like kind of like, it's literally like just a rolling, it's like a snowball going down the hill. It's like then after that, everything just led to another. Because then I started DJing for, who was my first, like I started DJing for Dill back in like 2014, 2015.
Okay.
No, I'm lying, 2015, 2016. And yeah, that's before any of us blew up and we were just doing that. But I remember I DJ'd for like Social Club for like a couple shows and like Tadashi and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I started DJing for Lecrae and like Andy here and there.
Yeah, but you're saying it's so like regular, like it was just
Lecrae,
Lecrae, it's Andy Mineo.
Well, to me it's like I'm like
it's like whatever,
not whatever. It's like they're just regular to me.
Right.
One thing you have to know about me is across the board, bro. Like Drake could walk in here, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm an act.
Well, as a DJ,
I'm gonna act the same. I'm acting right now. Like I don't like, with respect to people's work that they put in. I don't ever elevate people because then it's like you're gonna disappoint me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm like, you're regular to me in the most respectful way. I'm like, yo, I honor everything you've done. You are someone that I admire and I revere. Like Andy is one of my best friends. Lecrae, I love him. They're my mentors. But it's like at that time, I still look at them regular, especially now that we're being friends. But it's like I never wanted to elevate them to a place where I'll get my heart broken by expectation. So across the board, I'm just like, with any famous person, I don't make it awkward. I don't ask for pictures. I don't get starstruck. Like I remember I saw DJ Envy at the airport. I was like, Envy, what up? Kept pushing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not a thing where I'm like, and I don't want it to feel like I feel like I'm more important than I am. It's like they're regular people, bro. They pay their taxes just like I do. They just have more popularity than me. I'm not gonna treat them in a way that's not like a regular human being.
Right.
But in the way that I've done that, a lot of people respect that. Because like, oh, you're not making the block hot. Like you're treating me regular. Like you don't, because if you do that, I feel like it's a slippery slope. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mykael V's in the building, man. You were talking about, you kind of low-keyed it about, just DJing for everybody. But I also want to dive into, like, especially as a DJ to DJ, having this conversation and being in the Christian hip hop movement. Yeah. And you were talking about how you started doing the conferences, and then the churches started reaching out. And there are DJs that call me and they're watching like what I'm doing with Chosen Journey. And I know you get this as well. So tell me about the experiences of like how to actually like be successful in the Christian hip hop space as a DJ. Like what is DJ Mykael V's take on that?
So there's a lot of different ways that DJs do it. There's like the Christian clubs now, like the Christian parties or whatever. I don't particularly gravitate towards that because if I'm being real, I
want you to be real.
I know 100%. I don't like only DJing Christian music. That's just me. That's my conviction. It's just a Mykael thing. Okay. That's not across the board with everything. But I don't like just doing Christian hip hop music. I like being open format and I like being positive and clean. So it's like, if there's churches that are like, yo, we only want you to play this, I'll be like, yo, you know what? I know this DJ. I love putting people in positions that they will excel in. I don't think I will excel in that.
Gotcha.
So I think in being successful, it's like knowing what you want to do, which is some DJs have the Christian clubs, some DJs want to do something different. Some people have the podcasts and radios. Like you can be a DJ and be successful. I think to be like full time, this is my full time job successful, you have to wear multiple hats. So for me, I not only do live shows, but I DJ for artists and I DJ for conferences and I host things and I make my own music. And I like, my hat, like it's like the same tree, but different branches.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think success, it just really is, you should like kind of iron out what you mean to be success to you as a person. And once you know what success is to you, then you can follow that. Success to me was I want to make this and am making this a full-time thing where I don't have to like double and respect people who do this, but I don't have to work a job and do this. This is my job and I can dedicate my full-time emotion and creativity to it. So in order to be successful with it, I think part of it is not only knowing, but that was the first part of knowing what you want to do, but also like building relationships with people and doing it in a genuine way. Like I think being an opportunist only works for so long. I think if you're genuine with people and you are like helping people in their endeavors, like, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, it was like, I don't know if you know this, but I DJ for this group called Do Perfect. They're like number 3 top YouTube in the world.
12 million followers.
Yeah, like so I do their live shows and they do sold out arenas and stuff like that. How do you get to that, right? It's you do like the free shows in Savannah, Georgia that you paid money to travel to, or they didn't pay you. Like it's like I think what's lost is like some people might feel like they're too good for certain things. I think when I was coming up, nothing was too good for me.
Okay.
Like I was like, I'm going to try to do everything that I can that makes sense to me to become not only better, but get my name out there and serve others in that way that I would be able to showcase my talent and calling, but also like kind of intermingle with like my calling and their calling, which is what makes sense for them and for me. So I think success comes from knowing what you want, and for some people that is the Christian club. Cool, like go crazy with that, elevate it. I think one thing, if I can just shrink it down so I'm not long winded, is it's just perception and making things look a certain way, and not embellishing it. You know what I'm saying? It's having a good heart, having a good mind, and like really knowing what God has for you, but then also like making sure that you're making every opportunity look larger than life. Because a lot of people are fickle and they're like, oh, you look like you're popping, so I would love to have you over here.
Right.
Like stuff like that. Like just being like, hey, you know what? Like putting yourself in an optic position to look like you're the guy for the job.
Wow.
So when somebody comes calling, it's like, oh, this guy looks and has done all these things. I want to bring him on.
Right.
That's kind of what's happened to me. It's like
Okay.
just being prepared and being willing, and then also just kind of like posting on social media. This is before Reels and TikTok. So it's just pictures for me.
Right.
Pictures and stories. So it's like just putting yourself in a position to be seen as larger than life, or in a sense just active. Like, oh, I'm always busy. I'm always doing something. Because then also what happens with that is curiosity. Some people are like, why is he always busy? What does he do? Maybe I want to see him at my local event. And then it's like word of mouth. And then that's how you become successful. It's just knowing what you want, being willing to serve and do the dirty work and stuff like that. And also just knowing that God will provide opportunity for that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you kind of dedicate yourself to the craft of it. Because like I said, I didn't get to Do Perfect without driving to Huntsville, Alabama to do a show for 10 people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that's a part of it, you know? Like a lot of people see where I'm at now and they're like, oh wow, he must have done all these things. And it's like, yeah, I did all the like stuff that nobody wanted to do. I wasn't too good for that.
Right.
I did it. You know what I'm saying? So that was like
man, you talked about a key part, man. You said service.
Yeah. Big part of it.
Can you like just dive into what service means to Mykael V?
So I mean, for me, that is a big part of why and what I do, is because I for the fan perspective, like for me performing, I want to serve the audience, and I want to I just want to make the audience feel good. I think that like the corporate thing that I tell people is I like to create atmospheres that allow people to forget the bad and embrace the good in their life and to see the positive in what God is doing. And I think service along with that is serving the crowd serving the people that you're working for, and just serving artists and stuff like that in a way that's genuine to you. Because I think for me, like, I don't want to be famous, and at the time I still don't want to be like famous. I think I just knew where I'm like, what I have in my heart needs to be in these places. So how do I get to these places? And it's by being genuine. That's my main thing. Is you're a genuine person and you actually care about people, and you're not an opportunist, and you don't come off disingenuous, and you serve people. I think that can take you a long way. And service to me means just allowing yourself to be open to where not only the spirit would take you, but also, like, if you're at an event, going above and beyond to do stuff, not because you want a reward, but because you care about what's going on there. Like, I remember one time, I think I've ever told the story. I remember one time I was at a conference, and they, like, it was a big church, and they brought me out, and they were like treating me larger than life. Like, you don't lift a finger. Like, we'll do it. Like, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they're all talking to me like it's like the cool kids thing. You know what I mean? Like, they're yapping amongst themselves. And I'm there with them. And then there's a lady who's, like, I guess on the service team, like a middle-aged lady, and she's taking chairs and setting up the chairs for the service. And I'm like, I take the chairs and help set it up, and then they're like, "Yo, like, what are you doing?" Like that. I'm like they didn't get mad at me, but they're like, "Yo, like, what are you doing?" And I'm like, one, there's an older woman doing chairs. Why hasn't anybody helped? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's one. And then two, I'm like, we're called to serve. Like, I didn't look at it as an opportunity to be looked at in a certain way. I looked at it as, oh, this person needs help. Let me help this person, because me sitting here talking and having good conversation is not as helpful as me helping this person complete this task. You know, that wasn't beneath me at that moment. Nothing's beneath me in that moment. So it's like, that's just like a small glimpse into just a heart posture of, like, you know, like how Christ says, like, I've come to serve, not to be served. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, Mykael V's in here, man. Chosen Journey. Talking about it, man. Bodega.
Yes, sir.
Tell me the evolution. Evolution.
Man, so Bodega 1, there's 3 bodegas. There's Bodega 1 Deluxe, and then there's a Bodega 2, Bodega 1, all that stuff. I think, man, we dropped in 2022. And at that time, me and 1995, shout out to him, he's the producer and the brain trust alongside me with this stuff. But me and him, I started hearing consistently the same sounds in CHH. And I was like, bro, this is so boring and corny to me. Like, I'm tired of the turn up. I'm tired of all this. I just want to like, I want to hear something that I want to hear. So I told 95 the idea of, like, yo, I this thing, we can call it Bodega. This is like very boom bap hip hop, like, and we can get some of the new heads and the old heads together and create this really dope ecosystem for people that want to listen to it.
Dope.
And bro, he was like, let's get it. Cause me and 95 worked on, like, any trap stuff and all that stuff. So he was like, let's get it. So we ended up doing it. The first one we got done in like 3 or 4 months. And we did that, and it was like a success. It won Album of the Year, all that stuff.
Crazy.
That year. Yeah, it's insane, because that was my first project ever.
Wow.
So it was like very humbling. It was very, like, just sweet and, like, dope to see that people rock with it. And I remember talking to somebody, talking to an A&R, and they were like, bro, that joint's so crazy. Like, like, it's so different. And I'm like, yeah, bro, because I'm not following the trend. Like, I'm like, I don't care how big this becomes, or if it becomes big at all. I want to hear this, so I'm gonna make it. And I think in that heart posture, like, God blessed it and was like, oh, people wanted and needed this, and they gravitated towards it. So I just kept with it, because I'm like, oh no, like CHH has become so big now, and, like, genre wise, like how many different artists there are and how many different sounds there are. I would love to cultivate this sound. And I remember like some slight controversy after I dropped that, because it was like I didn't get certain rappers on there, like the rapidy rappers were mad that they didn't get on it. And I'm like, I'm not making a rap project. I'm making an album. I'm making a piece of art. And it's not it wasn't to disrespect them, but I'm like, I'm not trying to impress 40-year-old dudes with Tim's. Like, I'm trying to, like, make it marketable for the younger generation, do something that I'm passionate about, and do it in a way that's refreshing, that all can enjoy, and not just this specific sect of people.
Right.
And I think in that heart posture, you know, some people felt a way that they didn't get on it or whatever.
Oh, wow.
But I took that as it was so successful and that people rock with it that they felt offended that they weren't a part of it because to them it was such a big success.
Impactful, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, well, why couldn't I be like I do this? Why couldn't I be a part of that?
Yeah.
And it was never like that, bro.
I'll tell you one thing, man. Like, you did an amazing job of like pulling like this 90s vibe, this hip hop boom bap vibe. But and when you're explaining it to me, I'm like, okay, but it had a modernized feel to it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like it's not dated. Like it doesn't sound dated.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's for its time, but it sounds like it could live now.
Right.
Which is what we always wanted to do.
That was the whole...
Yeah, the whole point was never to take people back. It's like we wanted to bring that back here to now instead of going back to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So where is Mykael V going? Like, what's the newest transition and process or project that, like, do you already have that in mind? Or
yeah, so we already finished it. Yeah, my next project, I have a collab project coming out with 350. He's like a really dope artist out here in Atlanta, from the Valley in Texas, and bro, he's super, man, he's great. Wow. So yeah, he's not like a Andy or a Lecrae or a KB in the success way. Like, he's not like super well known. Yeah. That's why I love him though. He's such a great, like, a diamond in the rough, and I want to help him in any way that I can. Dope. Because he's amazing. So I have a collab project with him coming out, and it's called Somewhere Along the Way, and it's like sample heavy rap. So it's like not boom bap, but it is, but not really. It's like Griselda, like the Conductor, like that type of production, like more sample heavy, like rap stuff. Yeah.
Who does Mykael V like?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Give me Mykael V's top 5.
Of CHH or
CHH. Give me two. Give me overall.
Okay.
And the CHH.
Okay, overall.
And they might overlap.
Yeah. I think overall, like, top 5 for me, man. I'm gonna name more than 5, and you can put them wherever you want.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you could put them, like, this is like overall. So for me, I love Big Pun, love Jay-Z, love Eminem, love Kendrick, love Cole, love Drake. Am I missing anybody? I mean, Pac for sure. I would say Pac out of respect, Biggie, stuff like that. But those are like people that I
don't do the cliche ones.
I mean, I said Pun, and so I'm with that. So those are my overall.
Okay.
I think top 5 CHH all time. It's definitely not as hard as you think.
Okay.
I would say KB, Andy, Lecrae. Top 5. Who else? There's people that I could name out of respect, but they're not in my top 5.
Okay, you can do some honorable mentions.
Okay, so out of respect, people that I know that are in a lot of people's top 5 is like people like The Truth and like Cross Movement, and who else? People along those lines. I think for me, my top 5 is KB, Cray, Andy, man, some people say Shylin. I didn't really grow up on Shylin.
Okay.
I don't know. Bro, this is like, I'm gonna say Dill for me.
I was wondering when that was coming.
I was gonna say Dill. Like, Dill for me, I love Dill. And bro, John Keefe to me.
Keefe.
Yeah, I think those are like my. Oh well, I think Hovey as well. Hovey's like, I don't know how I forgot Hovey. Yeah, Hovey's great. People like that. That's the people that I'm like, okay, like, I think they can withstand the test of time. I'm probably forgetting someone. Someone's gonna get offended, but it's not intentional. It's not intentional, so forgive me.
We just having fun.
Yeah.
Indie Tribe, man.
Yeah, bro.
Boy,
best collective ever.
Talk about it, man. I talk about it for those that don't know the evolution of Indie Tribe, and then I want to dive into Holy Smoke as well.
Yeah, bro. I mean, Indie Tribe, it started off, the Indie Tribe trial run was Dill, Mowgli, What Up RG, and Jerry Mana. And then RG and Jerry Mana decided to, go their own way. And then after that, it was Dill, Mowgli, John, and myself. And then 2 years ago, we added Tori. So that's like, Tori. That's all we're gonna, Tori Deshawn. That's it. That's just the 5 of us, starting 5. But yeah, bro, the evolution of it, man, it's just I think that we are all like-minded individuals
Okay.
that want to push the boundary of creativity within Christian hip hop. And I think with that responsibility, we hold it well because we started stuff like Holy Smoke to where we want to give back to the community. And yeah, bro, we just want to be thought leaders and not only creativity but in action, and be leaders in kind of like cliche, but leaders of new school, bro. Like we want to usher in a new continual new era of music and heart posture and how we do things. Because if you look at, bro, like I'm just gonna say it, bro, like Any Tribe is the greatest Christian hip hop group to ever come out of CHH. I will take whatever arrows come.
Stamp it.
Whatever arrows come, I'm with it.
it.
Because you got to think of it like not even as just a collective. Like we've had one, two, I think three like top 3 projects every year they've come out or number 1. And then just this year alone, bro, we dropped Indy 500, and then Dill dropped The People We Became. John dropped Eremos. Tori Deshawn dropped Come and See. And then Mowgli hasn't dropped yet, but then I got Bodega too. And it's like when you look at all like the stuff that's coming out of our camp individually and what we have coming out of it collectively hasn't been done. I'll just say that. Like full pause. It hasn't been done that. Respect to Cross Movement and everybody that came before us. Full respect. They have pioneered this and allowed us to have what we have now. I think we've taken that torch and ran it at least under 400 meters.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. Any Tribe.
Same, bro.
Yeah. Holy Smoke tour.
Yeah, bro.
On deck again. Already promoting the.
Yeah, bro.
show.
We're already selling more tickets than we did last year at this time last year. Yeah. So every year it gets bigger and bigger, bro. We just want to honor the Lord and faithfulness in creating a space not only for ourselves but for fans and other artists who want to come and either be inspired, be encouraged, and or have a safe space to go where it doesn't you don't have to worry about like drugs or anything like that. Like you could pop out and it's a very positive event, an event that's geared towards the fans and also geared towards the artists to be encouraged, to be shaped and molded, and then also just have a really good like just safe time.
Right.
Yeah.
And the date on that, that's
this year's
right?
August 14th and 14th through the 16th.
14th through the 16th.
Yeah, in Nashville.
Mykael, talk to me about the state of Christian hip hop in 25 and where do you think it's going?
Man, I think that Christian hip hop is becoming more like mainstream in the sense, as in like a lot of people are noticing, which is by the grace of God, bro. The people like Miles Minnick and Caleb Gordon and Alex Jean and Dill and Hovey and Forrest. All these people are, hitting algorithms and, just going crazy, bro. Like just really showing people that there is a different wide spectrum of Christian music, and it's not just what the overall cliche has been since the 90s of, oh, this is corny,
Right.
like, and also I think that with CHH now, bro, it's like, it's in a whole different space because when I was coming up, it was just RMG and 116 and Humble Beast, and there was like maybe 10 to 12 artists that kind of ran stuff. Now, bro, there's Christian R&B, there's Christian like hip hop, there's
Afro.
Christian boom bap, there's Afro beats. There's so many different styles of Christian music, and they're all respectively getting like their shine. That it's like I feel like this is our new golden era for this music, man. I feel like it's just becoming more mainstream. Like Miles Minnick is doing Rolling Loud in Los Angeles.
Shout out to him, yeah.
First Christian artist solo to do that after y'all have become a collective to do that.
Yeah.
Like those are like 2 huge steps.
Right.
Within the space that have never been made before and are being made. And it's like, okay, like how can we take those things and run even further? You know what I'm saying? Like the world might look at it as like a marketing opportunity or a cash grab, but we look at it as impact.
Yeah.
So that's where like the different perspectives come in. And it's like, even though that some labels might come in and, just do stuff for the bread. Like when it comes to like worldly stuff or like whatever, like come in and try to make positive music. It's like, bro, as long as the gospel is being preached, like the method, like the method isn't as important as long as the message is the same.
Exactly. And to bring up that point when you were talking about with the Rolling Loud situation, when Rolling Loud reached out, that was the point. And shout out to my man Troy Gunn, and shout out to Five Venoms, and shout out Rodney Jerkins.
Go. I have a funny story about Rodney, but I'll tell you later. I'll tell you on here, but I'll tell you after.
Yeah. Okay. And when the opportunity presented itself, it was strictly to do kingdom business.
Yeah,
it was.
Facts. Yeah.
That was what it was for.
Yeah.
It was not. It wasn't. It had and it was to, Rolling Loud is the biggest hip hop festival
in the world.
Yeah. And it was like, all right, this is an opportunity to usher this in.
Mm-hmm.
That's just even.
And also just show the people that are Rolling Loud, like, hey, like, let's just keep it like right. Let's take faith out of it right now. For right now, let's take faith out of it, and let's just talk logistics.
Okay.
When you do that, right? The first Dill, John, Caleb, Alex, and Hovey, everybody on that stage had more monthly listeners than the first 3 acts that actually performed later in the day. So logistically, if Rolling Loud is like, yo, they know how to perform, they did good, the message is cool, I don't really rock with it or whatever, but they did it. If that's what they're thinking on the business side, it's like, hey, these people actually sell tickets more so than these people that you're throwing on stage that don't know what the heck they're doing.
Right.
So it's like, logistically speaking, it makes the most sense because it's like, yo, like, these people are beyond prepared more than measure than what you've had for these people that you're putting the first 3, 4, 5 acts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, when I hope that it would be like, yeah, like, invite these people into these spaces, not even on the sole basis of faith and the impact they're making,
just beyond,
but
like, just
business wise and logistically, let's give the fans that are coming to Rolling Loud a better show. Because what I mean by that is John, Dill, Caleb, all these people can put on a better show than half, almost 80% of Rolling Loud, and I will stand on that. Like, they put on better shows, like better show quality, better crowd engagement, better all that. And I'm pretty sure that if they had access to the money and the things that some of these other artists do that have for those specific stages, they would outshine almost 90% of those people.
And I feel like that shift is happening.
100%.
It's in that moment.
Yeah, I agree.
And shout out to you, because as a DJ, from DJ to DJ, you are one of the voices and one of the pillars that push.
That's humbling. Thank you, man.
Come on, man. That's keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real.
Nah, I really do appreciate that. Man, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I was like, man, I gotta have my bro up here. You know what I mean? So
I'm honored, bro. Truly, man. It's weird to, like, I turned 30 in like a month, so it's just like, it's weird to because I know what I've done. So it's really, like, weird, but also humbling to hear people be like, hey, like, I noticed what you've done. I'm like, oh wow, thank you. Okay,
I know what you're saying.
Like, you like, yeah.
Because you're in the moment, and you're like, you're just doing the work.
Yeah, I've always kept my head down in a way. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just gonna do what I do. And when I stop, hopefully what I did helped whoever it needed to help. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm just trying to help people, man.
Mykael V, man, DJ Mykael V, Bodega, Indie Tribe. Anything else?
Bro. Okay, so Rodney. Let's talk
about
that.
Do the Rodney.
It's so
real quick.
funny.
Do the
bro.
Rodney. Shout out my man Rodney, Dark Child.
For high school, like, for a little bit of middle school into high school, I lived in Jersey. I lived, like, in Pleasantville, South Jersey, like Atlantic City, Atlantic County area. Yeah. Went to the school called Absegami my freshman year. Long story short, what's it called? Rodney's brother, his brother's son, his nephew, went to the same school as me, and we were on the same bus. So I would see Rodney's nephew get off at Rodney's house all the time, and Rodney had, like, a big mansion, and he had gates that had the R and the J on it, and them joints would, like, open up so you could come in. And bro, yeah, I remember just kind of being connected to him in that way.
Wow.
And I remember when we first met physically, like, in person, I was like, bro, like, this is crazy to meet you, because I've been connected to you throughout my life unintentionally.
Right.
Like, and I remember we had a meeting one time, and he was on there. I was like, bro, before we start the meeting, I just need you to know, I know my stuff, because I'm a music lover, bro. I love music, man. So I have I love digging. I don't know if you still like digging. I love digging. I go to
vinyl.
Yeah, I collect vinyl.
Wax
like,
and facts.
No, legit. Like, I have like in my crib, I have like at least over 200 vinyls. I love music, bro.
I still got my collection.
Yeah, I love music, bro. So I got it out of here at a Beats ATL out in Edgewood.
Okay.
I found
Okay.
a Michael Jackson "You Rock My World"
Ooh, Rodney Jerkins
single
produced.
vinyl. Like, not the album is off, just the single. And I'm like, Rodney, bro, I got this
signed
joint.
it?
Nah, he didn't sign it. Not yet, not yet, not yet. He's going to though. He's going to though. Yeah, but that's just a fun little story, man.
Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah. Shout out to my brother, man. Shout out
Love
Rodney,
him, bro.
man.
Love him genuinely.
What times are we in? Like, what times biblically do you feel like we're in right
Man, I think we're in an age where I think the facade has to come off, bro. I think a lot of people are talking about end times and stuff like that. I don't really worry about that, bro. I'm not somebody that really freaks out
Revelation.
about that stuff. I don't really like eschatology. I'm not really big on that.
Okay.
I think for me, it's more of, am I in tune with the Holy Spirit? Am I walking the way that I need to? And am I making an impact the way that I need to? I was talking to one of my friends recently after church, and he was like, "Hey man, like what is like your linchpin? Like what do you like really have like that keeps you locked in when things don't kind of go your way?" And I'm like, bro, I need you to know one thing, bro, that the stages that I'm on and the people I meet, the things I do, all these things ultimately are a tool to make an impact for my actual reason why I'm here. My vocation, what I do, like my calling and my vocation is not my assignment here. My assignment as a believer is to glorify Christ and push people towards knowing who Christ is. Like ultimately, like even if I work a 9 to 5, I feel like that's all of our assignments. And I think we all have little flocks of people that God has called us to. So my linchpin for that is understanding that DJing and Bodega and the merch and Holy Smoke, these are all tools to build something unto God. The tools themselves are not the calling. The tools help with the calling, which is to pursue Christ and help other people pursue Christ. So I think the times that we're in, I think the facade, I think it has to come off, bro. I think a lot of people have faked the funk for a while, and I don't speak on people's relationships, but I feel like what I've observed is a lot of surface level relationships with the Father, and I think that God is calling us into deeper. It's more than yes and amen. It's more than I read my Bible in the morning and I checked that box and I prayed. It's like, no, bro. I think that God is calling us, myself, into being more intentional, not only with our time, but with our communities and impact and conversations, and how we can be more focused on that, bro. Because I remember for like the last 2 or 3 years, I just been on just stupidity, like just the way I think, the way certain things that I do. And I used to be like, you know what, man, like this is the thorn in my flesh and this is what I struggle with. And I'm just gonna, I struggle with it. And little did I know that God's like, yes, but one thing that I've been internalizing is in scripture, in Ephesians, it talks about that God loved us before. My brother, I need you to understand this. God loved us before the creation of the earth. So before creation, we were loved, right? And then Christ came and showed his love in dying for us. And when that we were still sinners, he gave himself for us. So not only were we loved before like anything else was created, we're still loved now. So how do I operate knowing that I am still loved in Christ and that I was loved and that I don't truly have an identity crisis or a sin struggle that is too great for God? I think that we focus too much, myself, is that we focus too much on the sin and what we're doing and how we can correct that. Amen. God bless. We should do that, but we should keep our main focus in our identity in Christ, which is we are created beings loved before anything else was created, my brother. Anything else, anything you see on this earth, God loved you before that came even into a thought. Like your life didn't start at conception. Your life didn't start when your mom got pregnant. Your life was already accounted for before creation. And now you're just living an assignment. That's what I was talking about earlier about assignment. So like with assignment, what is my assignment? God, why do you have me here? at this time for these people.
Mm.
And it's like I feel like you're an assignment, bro. Like, look, you've created an opportunity for others to be on one of the biggest hip hop stages to bring hope to people that may have never experienced that. Like, when you look at things like that, those are more than just, oh, I'm making my name a CHH. Oh, I'm doing this. I'm doing these big things. Like, yeah, but now look at the eternal impact of the thing that you have provided through Christ for others. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are jewels and crowns in your like crown of eternal life. Like, those are the things that make impact. Like, I think God is, with this time, I think he's taking the facade off and being like, hey, like, all this cutesy stuff, happy to be here energy with our faith is done. Like, let's move and continue to be impactful in our communities of friends and families and things, and continue to pursue Christ more than just a Devo in the morning and, oh, yes and amen. Like, no, like, legit, like, God transform my heart and allow me to do the thing that you have put me here to do. Like, a lot of people are like, yeah, you know, Jesus Christ is God. Yes and amen. My phone bill's paid. I live in a good house. I'm good. And it's like, yo, life is so much more than that. And I think once we understand that, it's more than the music. It's more than the tours. It's more than those things. And we understand that, hey, we have to make an impact into the people that we encounter. And we continue to remind ourselves of that. Then, bro, we are where we need to be with that. Yeah.
Well put, man. DJ Mykael V, man, I appreciate you.
Man, thank you for having me,
Thank
bro.
you so much,
I love
man.
being here, man.
A lot going on, man. Indie Tribe, Bodega.
Yes, sir.
We on deck, man. You see what it is,
Out
my
here.
brother.
Out here. Yeah. TrendsetterSense, Chosen Journey. 99.3 Chosen Journey Radio. Just kidding, bro.
My game is crazy. You see it, Mykael V, TrendsetterSense. This is Chosen Journey.
Yes, sir.